Hello, my wonderful friends. Thank you for joining me today. If you're watching this video, chances are you're either in your golden years yourself or you care deeply about someone who is. Either way, I'm grateful you're here because what we're about to discuss could genuinely change lives. You know, turning 70 is a remarkable milestone. It represents 7 decades of wisdom, love, challenges overcome, and memories created. But here's something many people don't talk about enough. How we live after 70 can dramatically impact not just our longevity, but the quality of those additional years. I've spent years researching senior health and working with older adults, and I've noticed patterns, harmful habits that many of us fall into after 70 that slowly chip away at our health, energy, and independence. These aren't usually dramatic changes but subtle shifts that occur so gradually we barely notice them happening. Today I'm going to share 6 harmful habits that no one warns you about, along with the essential daily practices for maintaining your energy and important indicators of heart health that you should be monitoring. More importantly, I'll offer practical alternatives that can help you reclaim your vitality and protect your independence. Before we dive in, I want you to remember something crucial. It is never too late to make positive changes. The human body is remarkably resilient at every age, and the choices you make today, yes today, can significantly impact how you feel tomorrow, next month, and in the years to come. Let's begin this journey together, shall we? Surrendering to age-related pain without investigation. One of the most dangerous phrases I hear from my older friends is, "Well, at my age, what do you expect?" It's as if reaching 70 means automatically surrendering to discomfort as an inevitable companion. Let me introduce you to Martha and Richard, both 75 years old. Martha had been experiencing increasing knee pain for months, but dismissed it as just aging. She gradually reduced her walking, stopped gardening, an activity she loved, and began spending more time in her recliner. Her world slowly shrank. Richard, on the other hand, experienced similar pain but approached it differently. When his knees began hurting, he consulted his doctor, who discovered he had a vitamin D deficiency and early osteoarthritis. With targeted supplements, physical therapy, and appropriate exercise, Richard maintained his mobility and continues his daily 2-mile walk with friends. The difference. Martha accepted pain as inevitable, while Richard recognized it as a signal requiring attention. Here's the truth. While some physical changes are indeed part of aging, unexplained pain is not something to ignore or accept. Chronic pain can lead to reduced mobility, social isolation, depression and anxiety, poor sleep quality, compromised immune function. What should you do instead? First, document any persistent pain. Note when it occurs, what makes it better or worse, and how it affects your daily activities. Take this information to your healthcare provider and be your own advocate. Ask questions like, what could be causing this pain? What tests might help diagnose the issue? What are my treatment options beyond medication? Would physical therapy, gentle exercise, or nutritional changes help? Remember, pain is not your body's way of saying you're old. It's your body's alarm system telling you something needs attention. Earn that message. Decreasing water intake due to inconvenience. As we age, our sensation of thirst naturally diminishes, yet our need for hydration remains just as crucial. Many seniors deliberately reduce their water intake to avoid frequent bathroom trips or nighttime awakenings. This seemingly practical adjustment can have serious consequences. Consider Eleanor, 78, who limited her fluid intake after noon to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. Within months, she experienced increased confusion, frequent urinary tract infections, and eventually a dangerous episode of dehydration that required hospitalization. Compare her to Joseph, 82, who keeps a measured water bottle with time markers and ensures he drinks consistently throughout the day. He has arranged his living space with accessible bathrooms and uses a nightlight to safely navigate nighttime needs. Joseph maintains excellent cognitive clarity and rarely experiences the infections that plagued Eleanor. Chronic mild dehydration can cause confusion and impaired cognitive function, increased risk of urinary tract infections, constipation and digestive issues, dizziness leading to falls, medication toxicity as medications become more concentrated in the bloodstream, kidney strain and potential damage. Instead of reducing water intake, try these strategies. Drink consistently throughout the day, emphasizing morning and early afternoon. Use a water bottle with measurement markings as a visual reminder. Add natural flavors like lemon, cucumber, or berries if plain water is unappealing. Consume water-rich foods like watermelon, cucumbers, and oranges. Work with your doctor to adjust any medications that may increase urination, particularly timing of diuretics. Consider practical solutions like a bedside commode or clear pathway to the bathroom at night. Your body is approximately 60% water, and every system depends on proper hydration. This doesn't change with age, even if your thirst signals become less reliable. Social withdrawal, under the guise of simplifying life. After a lifetime of social and professional obligations, many seniors welcome the opportunity to dial back commitments. However, there's a critical difference between intentional selectivity and progressive isolation. Take William, 77, who initially enjoyed his quieter post-retirement life. Gradually, he declined more invitations, stopped attending his weekly veterans group, and rarely left home except for essentials. He told family he was simplifying and enjoying peace and quiet. 2 years later, William's cognitive assessment showed significant decline, and he reported feelings of worthlessness and depression. Contrast this with Sophia, 81, who carefully curated her social calendar after retirement. She maintained weekly bridge games, joined a walking group twice weekly, and volunteered monthly at the library's children's program. She eliminated obligations that drained her energy but ensured regular, meaningful human connection. But Sophia's cognitive assessments remain sharp, and she reports a high quality of life despite living with arthritis and managed heart disease. The research is unequivocal. Social isolation is as damaging to physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes daily and more harmful than obesity or sedentary living. It contributes to accelerated cognitive decline and increased dementia risk, elevated blood pressure, and cardiovascular issues, weakened immune response, depression and anxiety, earlier mortality. How can you maintain meaningful connection without exhausting yourself? Focus on quality over quantity in relationships. Schedule regular interactions, even brief ones, to prevent extended isolation. Leverage technology for connection when physical meetings aren't possible. Consider pets as companions. Research shows significant health benefits from pet ownership in seniors. Explore community programs designed specifically for seniors. Volunteer where your wisdom and experience are valued. Remember, human connection isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity at every age. And strength training for safer activities. Many seniors believe that aging means shifting exclusively to gentle exercises like walking or stretching, abandoning strength training out of fear of injury, or believing it's inappropriate for older adults. Let me tell you about Gerald and Louise, both 73. Gerald was an avid walker who believed that lifting weights was too risky at his age. He focused exclusively on walking for exercise. Over 3 years, despite maintaining his daily walks, Gerald lost significant muscle mass, developed difficulty rising from chairs, and began to struggle with balance. Louise incorporated twice-weekly strength training sessions with a trainer knowledgeable about senior fitness. She started with very light weights and bodyweight exercises, gradually progressing as her strength improved. 3 years later, Louise can easily lift her groceries, climb stairs without assistance, and recently helped her daughter move furniture, activities Gerald now finds impossible. The science is clear. From age 50 onwards, we lose approximately 1 to 2% of our muscle mass annually unless we actively work to preserve it. This age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia, has profound effects: decreased metabolism and increased fat accumulation, reduced ability to recover from illness or injury, loss of independence due to inability to perform daily tasks, increased fall risk and subsequent fractures, compromised immune function. What can you do instead? Consult with your doctor about starting an appropriate strength training program. Begin with bodyweight exercises like modified squats, wall push-ups, and seated leg lifts. Consider working with a physical therapist or trainer certified in senior fitness. Aim for 2 to 3 strength sessions weekly, allowing recovery days between sessions. Focus on functional movements that mimic daily activities. Progress gradually, emphasizing proper form over increased weight. Remember, muscles continue to respond to training at any age. In fact, research shows adults in their 90s can increase strength by 100% or more with appropriate training programs. Dismissing memory changes as senior moments without action. Occasional forgetfulness, misplacing keys, or forgetting a name may indeed be normal aging. However, consistently dismissing cognitive changes without investigation or adaptation can lead to missed opportunities for intervention. Consider Thomas, 76, who began having trouble remembering appointments and following recipe instructions. He and his family laughed these off as senior moments. Over 2 years, these challenges progressively worsened until Thomas got lost returning from his daughter's house, a route he'd driven hundreds of times. Only then did his family seek medical evaluation, by which time his cognitive impairment had significantly advanced. Compare this to Elaine, 74, who noticed similar memory challenges. She promptly discussed these changes with her doctor, who ran tests revealing vitamin B12 deficiency and sleep apnea, both treatable conditions affecting cognition. With appropriate interventions, Elaine's cognitive function stabilized and even improved. While not all cognitive changes are reversible, many contributing factors are modifiable. Medication side effects or interactions, nutritional deficiencies, sleep disorders, depression or anxiety, hearing loss, vascular issues affecting brain blood flow. What should you do when you notice cognitive changes? Document specific challenges you're experiencing. Seek prompt medical evaluation. Request comprehensive blood work to check for deficiencies and metabolic issues. Consider a sleep study if you experience non-restorative sleep. Implement cognitive protection strategies, brain-healthy diet, physical exercise, mental stimulation, stress management, and social engagement. But create systems to compensate for challenges, smartphone reminders, consistent placement of items, written checklists. Early intervention makes an enormous difference in cognitive health outcomes. Even in cases of irreversible conditions like Alzheimer's disease, early diagnosis allows for medication, lifestyle changes, and planning that can significantly improve quality of life. Prioritizing medication over nutrition. After years of being told that medications can manage most health conditions, many seniors focus more on taking their pills than on what's on their plates. This prioritization can have serious unintended consequences. Let's look at Harold, 79, who took 12 different medications for various health conditions. He paid scrupulous attention to his medication schedule, but ate primarily processed convenience foods, saying healthy eating was too complicated at his age. Despite his medication adherence, Harold continued developing new health problems requiring additional medications, creating a cascade of drug interactions and side effects. Contrast this with Virginia, 83, who worked with her doctor to regularly review and minimize her medications while emphasizing nutrition. She adopted a Mediterranean-style eating pattern rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats. She prepared simple one-pot meals and arranged for meal delivery when cooking became challenging. While still taking essential medications, Virginia's blood pressure, blood sugar, and inflammatory markers improved enough to reduce her medication needs. The impact of nutrition doesn't diminish with age. Medication effectiveness often depends on proper nutritional status. Nutrient absorption naturally decreases with age, increasing the importance of nutrient-dense foods. Many medications deplete specific nutrients, creating new deficiencies. The gut microbiome, which affects everything from immune function to mood, is primarily shaped by diet, not medication. How can you make nutrition a priority? Request a medication review with your doctor or pharmacist at least annually. Ask specifically about nutritional implications of your medications. Consider working with a dietitian who specializes in senior nutrition. Focus on simple, nutrient-dense meals rather than complex recipes. Investigate senior meal delivery services if cooking becomes challenging. Consider nutrient testing to identify specific deficiencies. Remember that healthy eating doesn't require complicated preparation. A boiled egg, banana, and handful of nuts is nutritionally superior to a processed meal, regardless of its convenience claims. Remember, medications manage symptoms, nutrition builds health from the cellular level up. Ignoring critical heart health indicators beyond blood pressure. Many seniors vigilantly monitor their blood pressure while overlooking other equally important indicators of heart health. This tunnel vision can miss critical warning signs of cardiovascular issues. Consider Robert, 71, who checked his blood pressure daily and celebrated his consistent readings of 128/82. However, he ignored his increasing fatigue, occasional palpitations, and swollen ankles, considering them just part of getting older. Robert eventually required emergency care for congestive heart failure that had been developing for months. Compare him to Diane, 77, who monitored multiple aspects of her cardiovascular health. Beyond blood pressure, she tracked her resting heart rate, noticed changes in her exercise tolerance, monitored ankle swelling, and kept a log of unusual symptoms like dizziness or shortness of breath.